So this is a cold one with Corey and Carlisle. And if you don't know already, this is simply a free-form conversation recording session where Carlisle and I, we sit down, we have a 6-pack of beer, and we talk about things that happened the previous week before. Now, these are more like audio podcasts, which means that they're longer than our video reviews, and they're also unedited. So if you're offended by the foul language, you might not want to listen. But if you aren't, then sit back, hang out with us, and we hope you enjoy. Thanks.
It's time once again for A Couple of Cold Ones with Corey and Carlisle, filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah, I got a buddy of mine here. It's fucking late too, boy. I have to tell you, I'm I'm already messed up right now.
Oh, I could tell. I walked in and I was like, wow, somebody's already been drinking it. What's that smell in the air? Is this? Did I leave some of the Pineapple Express over here?
Stop it! I'm not doing that. Don't even tell these kids that I'm clean. I just have a few beers and that's it. But I
like how you said buddy, like she doesn't have breasts.
Man, this is a friend of mine, okay? This is a friend of mine. Who
said, no.
This is totally a platonic relationship. Hey, you might as well, Kathy, you might as well go ahead and say hi, okay? Just say hi.
Hello.
Yeah,
all right, this is a drinking buddy of mine,
this
okay? This
fool is sitting over here on the other couch like, yeah, I'm over here with a buddy. Yeah, buddy is what you call someone who's got, a schwanz and a pair of balls hanging between their legs that's sitting beside you. Not a girl who's sitting beside you on the couch. That's
buddy is somebody you ain't having sex with.
That's
and her
a
and I.
friend.
No, this is a friend.
Say, I have
this is
a friend over. Friend would have been fine.
How you doing, old pal, old buddy of mine?
Oh, chum. Yes, this is a chum of mine who has breasts.
Don't do that, man. She's cool.
I didn't say she wasn't
buddy
cool.
Buddy is anybody who's cool.
Buddy.
That's right. Oh, palsy wowsy. No, look,
buddy?
This is. See, I knew you were gonna do that, and I told her that. I warned her before you came in. Now, let me tell you something. My friend Kathy here, my buddy Kathy here has had a hard day, and I was in the house working, and she said I need to talk, and her and I went out, and then after we do this, her and I we're gonna go get breakfast. But no use in her just like staying at home when we had things to talk about. We had stuff to get to. She came to see Dr. Corey right here.
Yeah.
Laying down on the couch, hearing what I got to say, the wisdom.
I can only imagine the type of exam she got.
Deep. Man, look, just go on with this shit, all right?
No. See, you took this here. That was the beauty of it. I just said, you said the word buddy, and buddy was not
No, you said the words live studio audience, which indicated that there was somebody here. Let me tell you what happened to me tonight. This has been the night of people calling me up and saying, come talk to me, and having drinks available.
Dude, I told you not to take Kent's calls anymore.
No, one Kent. One the famous DJ Kent Aaron. No, my friend Greg and his wife, they called me over to like come have drinks with them. He said, you haven't seen us in a long time. We just like to see you. So I said, okay, I'll come over there. He kept making stuff, topped it off with a chocolate martini, which I cannot resist because he makes the best. And then Kathy called and said, hey, I would like to just get together and talk tonight. And I said, okay, I'll do that. So there we go. So I've had quite a few tonight. And right now I'm a little, hey kids, excuse my language, I'm a little fucked up. All right. So you're going to get a very special cold ones tonight. But I can't handle, it's not like I can't handle my shit. I'm still together.
Oh no, you clearly can handle your shit.
No, it's going to be good. I'm still a professional when it comes to this.
Clearly.
And don't you forget it, goddammit. Go, man, go on. Look at what let's go. You know what? See, this is how professional I am. Fuck.
How professional are you,
People
Corey?
don't want to hear me. We want to get to the top 10, top 5 rather.
That's how professional you
exactly.
are. We do this every week, and yet you called it the top
10. I'm
10.
so professional. I want to do 5 more on top of what we usually do.
Excellent.
No, we're going to do the top 5, which we do every week. We're going to go ahead and jump right into this. So you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do number 5. Go ahead.
Number 5.
No. Not number 5. No,
See,
no, not just number 5. I want to hear some rhythm with that shit. You got to sing it.
See, did you listen to the parody of A Couple of Cold Ones that somebody did?
I don't hear that shit. I'm not listening to that.
Yeah, see, somebody totally nailed. They nailed you. They nailed you hard. It was really funny.
Good.
Let's do number 5.
What did they nail me on? Let me ask you something. No, let me ask you something. I don't care how they nail me. What's here to prevent you from singing number 5? You sing every week. I would like to hear you sing. I don't sing
every week. Some weeks I do, some weeks
and when
I
you don't sing, it bothers me. I want to hear you sing. I refuse to budge until you sing. Sing number 5. Okay, you ain't gonna do
5.
Okay. You better be glad I love Kermit the Frog. So, okay.
Someday we'll find it. The acid connection. The pushers, the dealers, and me.
I threw that in right there. All right. Number 5 is Pineapple Express. How appropriate for tonight.
I was trying to. It's called a segue, my man.
That dropped like 60% this week. That's a hell of a drop for that movie.
Sure
And,
was.
No, because I knew that movie was going to make its money the first weekend because this is a very niche film, a stoner film. Still did very good for the kind of movie it is.
It was a stoner Apatow film, so it brought in 2 crowds that wanted to see it right away. And then, of course, it had a huge drop, not just because that audience saw it, but because there was a brand new comedy to see.
Yeah, there's a brand new there was a couple of things that pushed it back, regardless of what we think about them. But it brought in $10 million. Its gross is up to $62,932,000.
It costs less than $40 million to make. Domestically, it's made its money back and a half.
Look, after 2 weeks, that's a good enough earning right there. That movie is doing well.
It is a cash cow, is what it is.
It ain't a cash cow though, because it's gonna be gone next week. It's gonna be gone.
It'll be gone off the top 5 next week, but it's made its money. It's got its money to make in foreign.
A cash cow is something
DVD.
Oh well, okay, maybe you look at it that way.
Stoner films do really well on DVD
because those motherfuckers don't leave the house.
That's right.
Shit, they stay at home and watch shit.
This is gonna be that film that's gonna make them some real bank.
As a matter of fact, I would have skipped the middleman and just brought that shit out on DVD with rolling papers. That would have sold well. You hired me to do the marketing for shit. You don't know what y'all doing.
All right, but moving right along.
What's with you and Kermit tonight, man? Stop. You freaking me out in the way with this now. I don't know why.
Kermit the Frog here with a hand up my ass report.
Maybe that's why it's scaring me. I don't like kids, imagine Carlisle with a hand up his ass. That's some frightening shit.
Don't imagine that, because that's something you don't need to be thinking about, kids.
I want you to sing number 4, okay? Don't do it in Kermit the Frog.
4.
Okay, god damn it. You can make me do this myself. Number 4. See, you got to get shit done yourself around here when you want it done right. You like that, Kathy, don't you? Your panties just dropped when you heard that, didn't it? Oh, like she's shocked. Look at her. Oh, okay. Number 4 is a new movie this week, Mirrors, a 20th Century Fox movie.
Gee, let me get this straight. So there was a movie put out by Fox that they didn't screen to critics that only made $11 million. What a shocker. Almost as if this has been their strategy the whole summer. They are trying to prove single-handedly that you do not need to screen films for critics. And all they keep proving is that their films are flop after flop after flop.
It doesn't make any difference. I mean, it did just okay. It's not technically a flop. It made $11 million. I don't think that movie cost so much money. $11 million, $125,000.
22 some odd $million. No,
that movie made some money for what it was.
And this is a movie by Alejandro Aja.
The Hills Have Eyes.
The Hills Have Eyes, and of course High Tension. High Tension, released over here. A film that 95% of which is brilliant, and the ending sucks.
Well, normally I would argue with you on coming down too hard on 20th Century Fox, but the thing is, they didn't let us screen it, and like, what the fuck difference does it make? Did it make? It made nothing.
In a row, they haven't.
Yeah, it really is helping you not screening this for us, because your movies are making so much more money because we didn't see it. You motherfuckers, how dare you? Yeah, and this is just another one. Make a fucking movie. Make a good movie if you want it to be higher. We ain't hurting this shit. I'm a critic. I'm not doing anything to this movie. You're not hurting this movie.
Remember, kids, Corey is a professional.
I am a professional. I'm so much of a professional. I'm gonna call you out on your shit because they didn't screen this for us.
That's what I said.
Like this is gonna make a difference. Us not seeing it. I mean, it would actually give them a little bit more word of mouth. Actually, if critics did see it.
Well, that's the point. The thing is critics seeing films. The reason to have critics see films isn't just to get their opinions and get good word of mouth or bad word of mouth. The whole thing is to have the advertising up.
Exactly.
Whether people read the reviews or not, it's on the front of the newspaper. It's on the websites. They go around, so-and-so reviews Mirrors. They may not care
the
what
name
that
is out there.
The name is out.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, Mirrors is opening this weekend. Or wait, what is that? I didn't hear about that film. There's a new horror film out this weekend?
And you know what? Because you dumb sons of bitches, have you never heard any press is good press? Do you know how many people have said to me?
Not entirely true.
Not entirely, but in this case, for movies, you know how many people have told me, in particularly this case with Mirrors, a lot of people have said, I don't even know what that is.
No.
Because you know what? Because it's not out there. Because you're not letting people spread the news around it.
What's weird is they had an online advertising campaign like 3 weeks ago, and then it vanished after a week. And I didn't even know it was coming. I knew Mirrors was coming out on the 15th, but it didn't click until on the 15th someone said, hey, what'd you think of Mirrors? It's like, oh shit, yeah, that came out this week.
And I recorded a review for it today, but I had to go see the movie myself because they didn't let us see it. When we get later on into what we're talking about, it wasn't terrible either. It wasn't a bad movie.
I hear it's not great, but it's not bad.
That's exactly what I said.
Kiefer Sutherland is just Jack Bauer once again, only this time he's a drunken cop.
Yeah. He's got two expressions in the movie. He goes like, you gotta believe me, and I'm on fire. So, I mean, the movie isn't terrible. And if they had let critics see the movie, they have nothing to hide with this film. Do you know how many horror movies of this type make number one just because they don't try to hide and bury that shit?
Exactly.
Okay, so.
But this is what I've been talking about all summer. It just keeps happening. Fox just doesn't, they don't seem to care. They like gave up.
Yeah,
it's like, fuck it. Nobody's going to see our movies anyway.
There's going to be a point where Fox is going to produce some shit. They'll be on different management or whatever, and they're going to be back on top of things. All these studios rotate. But right now, you need to wise the fuck up. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at number 3.
Number three. This movie sucks the hair off my nuts.
Okay, if you couldn't tell by that, it is Star Wars, The Clone Wars.
Hold on. How much did it make?
15 million, man.
What?
15,505,000.
Lucas. Make a shitty movie. Make no money. No more of these $80 billion opening weekends for you, my friend. Well, Suck Loserville.
Actually,
Population
I don't think they actually expected this to be the hit that the sequels were or the prequels, but they did treat it with some really high authority, like, oh, this is the next thing in Star Wars. No, and let me tell you something. I got a lot of people who either like what I said about the movie or hated what I said about it.
I don't even know what you said.
Because I said I don't give a fuck about Star Wars anymore. I said it's a kids movie. It's not even part of Star Wars. Take your kids to see it if you want to, but it's not Star Wars. It's not, and it's not even good. Star Wars is not good anymore.
Star Wars was never supposed to have Stinky the Hutt or 14-year-old tween sidekicks.
Let me tell you something, man.
Tell me something, man.
No, when we went to see the screening for this, you were there. You remember how they said, no cameras. This is the next big thing in Star Wars, and we're not going to have any kind of press doing anything for this because they don't want anything to leak out. It's like, it's going to be on TV soon. You'll be able to see the same shit you used to. Okay, Kathy, you here now? Now, we're going to eat breakfast later, right? All right.
She's leaving us.
I know. She'll be back. They always come back. Where you going? That ain't the exit. Oh, the little girl's room?
See, and we're recording all this.
I know. It's lovely. I want people.
See, it's not as interesting for those listening because they can't see her sway back.
No,
and
this
forth.
is real life, kids. All right, this is the reality. It's like reality radio coming over to you.
You're just excited because you have a girl.
No, I'm not, man. It's a friend of mine. It really is not even what you think it is. I can tell you that much right now. I know. You don't believe me, but I can tell you for a fact that
number 2.
No, I want to talk about number 3. No, because you're right.
You really want to talk
about
I
do, because you know what?
Stinky the Hutt and the 14-year-old tween?
Man, look. You know what? No, I'll save it because I have email about this. You people want to know about Star Wars? We'll tell you about Star Wars.
You talk about the person who's like, why do you guys hate episodes 1?
Man, yeah, and I want to address this while I have somebody else here who agrees with me. Because apparently when I respond to people say, well, there's a ton of people out there who disagree with you about Star Wars, the real Star Wars fans. You know what, you little fuckers, if you were real Star Wars. Okay,
you know what? Let's save that for later.
All right, you got it. Okay.
Save it for later.
Let me pull it back. All right.
Pull it back, because if there's anyone in the room that wants to that gets the right to yell about Star Wars right now, it's me, motherfucker.
I think you and I are on the same level.
Lucas came after my nuts this week.
Oh, that's right. You want to talk about? Okay, all right.
No, I don't necessarily want to talk about that, but I'm just saying, Lucas came after my nuts, and it wasn't cool.
He didn't get them, though, did he?
He didn't.
You still got your nuts, right?
No, because it was really bad for him. So, but let's move on to number 2.
Ain't gonna say much here. Dark Knight, number 2. Finally fell off.
It went off. We knew it was going to happen, and a lot of people thought it might be this movie to do it, and it did.
And at 471,493,000, that's okay.
Well, it officially this weekend crossed over into the second highest grossing domestic film of all time.
It beat Star Wars. Of course, I know you get to include inflation, but it would actually be 5th place if you include inflation. But if you're given the list right now, yes, it beats Star Wars officially.
Star Wars doesn't even make the top 10 if you include inflation.
Exactly. So. The number 1 is Gone with the Wind.
Yeah. So, I mean, what we're talking about here is it's a 1-2 punch on the Star Wars fans this weekend. They're slowly watching Lucas's empire taken apart piece by piece as the rebellion finally wins against your Darth Vader backpack clutching ways.
I'm going to be fair here and say that it was eventually something was going to topple Star Wars because that's history. But so I don't think that's the crumbling of Star Wars because Star Wars still has a cult behind it. But yes, it did top Star Wars as a number 2 movie. So The Dark Knight, number 2 movie of all time, not including inflation, which leads us to number 1, the movie that did beat Dark Knight.
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder, boy.
Tropic Thunder.
See, I'll take that as a song. You know, that's like
Tropic Thunder.
That's like the beginning of some cheesy 80s song. Like you say, Tropic Thunder, and the keyboards kick in.
And I'm off dancing with like a panther off the rocks, and it's like Tropic Thunder
on the hood of a car or something. Yeah,
that's where we keep the model. That's what Kathy will be dancing across.
Oh, exactly where Kathy comes in. Yay, Kathy!
And she does a dance for us.
She
kicks on the pole you built in here. That's
all
awesome.
right, Kathy. You better bring your ass back here. I want some pancakes.
Y'all are gonna get me in trouble.
Ain't nobody gonna get you in trouble. You ain't no good girl. Get on out of
here. See, and you wonder why I question.
It's not what you think, man. For her boyfriend out there, everything is fine. Nothing bad is happening. So,
not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah, we're done.
Held off and
no,
they cleaned up all the.
Stop it! You gonna get this girl in trouble? Stop.
I was gonna say cheese.
Okay, Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder. Man, Tropic Thunder is the funniest movie I've seen this summer. It really is. And I'm glad to see it be number 1. Robert Downey Jr. This is the summer of Robert Downey Jr.
Well, this whole year, man, this has been a serious comeback for him.
Yeah, well,
it started
Charlie Bartlett.
You know, everybody, hey, I love Robert Downey. Yeah, he's so cute in this. And then, oh, he's so awesome in Iron Man. And holy shit, this is his fucking year.
Dude, let me tell you something, man. Are you people talking about Iron Man? No, this is the one right here. I mean, he actually gives an Oscar caliber performance, but is he going to get nominated? No, because it's played up for laughs.
I don't know.
I mean, if he does, that'd be great.
Because the thing is everybody in town loves him. He's like that guy. As long as he doesn't let it go to his head and shoot off his mouth, like he did about the whole DC thing.
Well, he already did that with talking about the Dark Knight.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. No,
as long as he can keep those contained, because that they can play off as he's being playful and
I don't think he was though. But let's just say the weekend gross for Tropic Thunder, and even 26 million. If you take it opened up on Wednesday. If you take those extra days, 37,033,000.
Which,
yes,
surprisingly, even though it unseated the Dark Knight, and even though it did really, really well, it made less money Wednesday to Sunday than Pineapple Express did.
Did it?
Oh, yeah, because Pineapple Express made over 40.
Wow. Well,
I saw that and I was like, oh wow, this actually made like between 3 and 5 million less than Pineapple Express did right away. Although I think it's going to have longer legs.
Yeah, and all people are looking at right now is what did it do on its first weekend? Number 1, and even though Dark Knight has done business over the last weeks that has been incredible, people are going to still say, "Wow, that's the movie that beat Dark Knight." Yeah, so I mean, people take things for face value. So look, good for that movie. I thought it was one of the funniest movies that I've seen all year. Really,
I like to think of it as the movie that took Clone Wars out behind the shed and beat the living shit out of it.
Well, I ain't gonna argue with it. I mean, I don't hate Clone Wars as much as you do, but I'm not gonna argue with it because Star Wars needs a fucking wake up call. In fact, Star Wars doesn't even be around no more right now. Just go away. Shit, I don't give a fuck about Star Wars anymore. Now look, this whole thing we're talking about with 20th Century Fox holding reviews from critics because they think they're going to give it bad reviews. Look, let me tell you something. A whole group of people came out and boycotted Tropic Thunder. Do you think a boycott took away from that movie? Hell no.
No, it was genius.
It helped that movie.
Yeah, no, because it kept it in the news all week.
Exactly. And you and I had different opinions on what it was about, but one thing you and I agree on was boycotting doesn't work, and boycotting just helped that movie.
It's like what I like to tell people is, the old methods just don't work anymore. It used to be you got a bunch of people together, you marched in the streets, and it meant something. And then you look at what happened back in 2004 at the Republican National Convention. 400,000 people marched through New York and shut the motherfucker down. What did it do? Nothing. absolutely nothing except got a bunch of people thrown on Guantanamo on the Bay.
You know something? I think that I don't want to discourage people because you will get that boycott one day that will mean something. But right now, think about what you're doing ahead of time. We live in a very electronic age. So maybe there's better ways to use that aspect of whatever it is you're doing than going out and trying to boycott something, because ain't nobody going to boycott shit anymore, okay? But hey, someday it'll work, but not in this case. Man, first of all, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Glad you're here, man. I'm feeling pretty good right now.
You clearly are. You just had a woman leave after, putting her purse together and cleaning up, and you're pretty drunk.
But I keep telling you that woman is a friend. I want to get that out there because people don't start thinking the wrong thing.
You know what?
I'm already getting girls talking to me online.
When I start believing you, I would love. I cannot wait for the day that I can actually believe a word that comes out of your mouth.
Look, let me tell you something. There are a lot of girls online coming in and telling me how, oh, you must have tons of girls that you're flirting with. You must be talking to. I'm like, my life is really not what you think right now. And I didn't even do you. I'm not doing shit. You know what I do? This is the only reason why I got out tonight, because I stay in my room and I work. I've been so this is the bad word to use, but I can't think of anything else right now. Overburdened, which is the wrong word because I enjoy what I do. But I have just been in my house.
You have finally come over to where I am, dude. You're there. I'm hearing you talk about it. And it's like he's finally there. He finally gets it. He's in this. It's the world of working on the internet. We are underpaid and overworked, and the only advantage we get is that people actually dig what we're doing.
No, and I'm in a very privileged position, which is the only thing. Like I'm doing well, and I have no wants in life right now.
Oh, so you don't say that because we're not doing well at all.
Everybody's doing well. I mean,
we get paid shit.
But I get paid adequately for what I do, and I put in a ton of work for what I do. I sit in my room all fucking day. Yesterday was a Saturday. I didn't do anything. The only thing that got me out on a Sunday night was two friends of mine called me, one guy and one girl, and they wanted to talk. Girls out there who think that I'm some pig or some sex symbol or I'm out living a playboy life for better or for worse, you got it all wrong. I'm in my house being a hermit right now.
Jerking off to gay porn.
Not gay porn, but porn. Yeah, I got to get my outlet somewhere. I'm not doing shit. Now, at one time, this reputation came out of nowhere. At one time in my life, yes, maybe I was. Okay, maybe. I'm guilty, all right? Because I know you called me out on it.
Maybe you was.
And I'm only doing this because you would call me out on it a little bit.
Because if you try to act like it, you knew. Because I know better than that.
At one time, yes. But ever since I started doing this, I am just like any other person. I'm stuck in the house, ain't doing shit. A Saturday night, you know what I did on Saturday night? I went to Kent. No, I did talk to Kent.
I know.
I went to.
All you have to do is go into the chat room and Kent's like, I talked to Corey. He was brushing his teeth.
Oh man, you know what, Kent? I don't know what's going on. I keep getting Kent is cool with me. I don't know what's going on with Kent. I have no idea what all this stuff is with Kent. But let me tell you something. I went to Walmart, bought some groceries, came home, and did some work. And I did that until I had to go to bed.
You know what I did all Sunday?
What'd you do?
Work.
Okay, see, well, you understand.
I mowed the lawn. I wrote several reviews. I went to a screening that even you missed. I was the only Spill crew member there, dude.
You know what? Because I wasn't able to fall asleep until 8:00 this morning.
Dude, I totally get it. It's not like, dear God, how could nobody else cover the Longshots?
And had I
starring Ice Cube,
you know, and I wanted to see it. Had I remembered, I'm so grateful you're there because I just forgot. I just had a lot of shit on my mind.
It happens, especially this time of year when it's dumping ground.
So Ice Cube is in the Longshots.
Do you talk about it now, or do you want to record a review?
Look, we're going to record a review, but you can tell me real quick because I'm curious because it's not only starring Ice Cube and the girl from Achille and the Bee, but it's directed by Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit.
See, you had to steal my thunder.
I wasn't trying to steal your thunder. I didn't know that's what you were waiting on.
Dude, it's Fred Durst, dude. Fred Durst and Ice Cube made a movie together. You know what it's about?
A girl wants to play football.
Yeah, in Pop Warner League. Yeah.
And what?
In the Pop Warner League.
In the Pop Warner League?
League.
Pop
Warner, yes.
Okay, so what's the Pop Warner League?
It's the league of football for kids who are not yet in high school.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, that could be a good movie. Anything can be a good movie. You
sure
say that like it's a bad thing. How was this? Just real quick.
It's exactly what you think it is. It's another Ice Cube kids movie, except it's not him falling off of a ladder.
Okay. All right. And you know something? I really don't mind those Ice Cube kid movies. I mean, just again, one guy told me he hated me for saying this, and a lot of people do. I hate when Corey says it's a kids movie, so take your kids to it. But you know what? I remember how I was when I was a kid, and I wanted to go to the movie theater to see kids movies.
And see, I'm with them for the most part. It's one of those things that there are good kids movies and bad kids movies, and really, this is one of those that, you know what? The kids were quiet the whole way through, and I watched it, and I'm like, you know what? You know, there were times where I laughed because it's
a throwaway movie, man, right?
There were times where they roll out the cliches, and then there's other things where it's like, oh, dude, they gave Garrett Morris work. That's awesome. Dude, you know
Garrett Morris was in the
Garrett Morris plays the preacher, and he shows up in like 3 or 4 seasons.
You young kids will not know this. On Saturday Night Live, there was the only black member of Saturday Night Live named Garrett Morris.
Now, you say that, but that was a big deal because
at the time,
in 1975, 76, having a black man on a show like that was kind of a big deal. And Garrett Morris he was incredibly funny, but he was one of the few members of that cast that didn't go on to anything big.
Exactly.
Probably because he was the only black member of the cast
at the time, because he's a very funny guy. But at the time, it was a little bit harder than what it is now.
His best skit ever, of course, was they used to
do
The
Weatherman.
No, Hard of Hearing.
That's the weather news. Not the weather, but our top story tonight.
Our top story tonight.
Yeah, Garrett Morris was the only black guy on Saturday Night Live back in the 70s. Now, he did this whole thing with the news where they did it for the deaf. And of course, instead of him signing the news, he would just yell.
Well, a lot of the kids don't realize back in the day, they didn't have the technology to do the subtitling. They didn't have closed captioned. So what they would do is they'd actually have a separate little window at the bottom where someone would sign
in the corner of the screen,
in the corner of the screen where somebody, and they brought that up, and Garrett Morris came in the corner of the screen, and they're like, for the hard of hearing, we present Garrett Morris. And they would come up and be our top story tonight. Instead of signing, he'd start our top story tonight.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, you guys might have seen Family Guy. There was a Family Guy episode where they did that joke where he came in and they said for the hard of hearing, now here's Garrett Morris. And there was a real live black guy who came in, and you guys are probably like, who the fuck was that? It's Garrett Morris from Saturday Night Live.
And the thing is he's in this, and he's got a role, and that's really cool. And, it's kind of touching at certain points, but when they roll out certain cliches, you just kind of snicker and laugh because it's like, well, of course, it was about time somebody did this gag. And of course, you expect this gag. And, and you could set your watch by the pacing of this. You know exactly when everything's going to happen. But for kids, it was great, and for parents, it's really tolerable. So it really is one of those kids' movies where it's like, if your kids want to see it, go. But if this wasn't on your radar at all, don't add it.
See, you're right. See, that's what a lot of people don't understand about what I'm saying. I'm saying there are certain things that you can take your kids through to if they really want to go. I'm comparing this to a trip to Chuck E. Cheese. If you want something to do and a movie just happens to be in there.
Hold on.
Yes, sir.
I think I've just solved one of your problems.
What?
Did you not know Chuck E. Cheese is where to get killer ass?
No, I do not. I'm not even going to buy into that because
no, I'm not kidding, man. Oh my God, the number of single mothers there with kids. What you need to do is get a friend's kid or a niece or a nephew, and you take them to Chuck E. Cheese, and you hang out for several hours. I'm going to take you to Chuck E. Cheese for 6 hours. I'm paying the whole day. And then you talk to every woman there and see if she's got a ring or not. And the ones without a ring, it's like, oh, this is my niece, my nephew, or my friend's kid. Man, I can't wait till I have one of my own.
Yeah, but see, most of the kids, most of the moms, they have a kid. So chances are you're going to have the little extra baggage there to deal with.
Well, yeah, but the thing is that this isn't a playing for keeps situation.
Even though I can say that I have been in a situation where I'm not going to say how I know, but a lot of single moms, they just want to go in and have a good time.
I'm not going to say how I know, but a lot of single moms. This is what I'm talking about, dude. This is single mom sex.
Some of
Chuck
them,
E. Cheese
exactly,
is like the mecca for a guy who needs pussy.
Some single moms, they just want to do the do, and you make it. Hey, you make what you will out of that. But
and I'm telling you, Chuck E. Cheese, and memorize this phrase, Corey. Just, I can't wait till I can finally have one of my own.
No, because I'll be expecting that shit.
Yeah, except the thing is like, baby, it's just not working out.
You
know how to say that. I've walked past your curb. I've seen 3 women sitting out there at a time.
Tell them when I get through watching this dancing rat, let's go home and take them panties off. That's what I tell them. Shit, when I get through eating this fucking Chuck E. Cheese pizza, watching these fucking animatronics
Chuck
up
E.
here.
Chuck E. Cheese pizza's not that bad.
You know, Chuck E. Cheese, I have some fun memories of Chuck E. Cheese. Let me tell you something.
Everybody out there's going, I love Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
Chuck E. Cheese pizza is good. I have some of the best memories when I was fucking 12 years old, my mom threw a party for me at Chuck E. Cheese. That's one of the best days of my life. And that Chuck E. Cheese, when it started to go out of business, they said, fuck it. You know what? We're going to have a buffet. You come in, you pay like $10. You get to play any game you want, and we have a buffet. And for those next 12 weeks, I was like, wow, this is heaven, man. Chuck E. Cheese. Eating all the Chuck E. Cheese pizza I want, playing any game I want. God damn.
That.
The only thing I was missing was Jesus on the Pac-Man machine.
See, that's why I have nephews, man. Occasionally when my nephews come into town, it's like, hey, Uncle Carlisle's going to take you to Chuck E. Cheese. Hey, ladies.
Well, no, you got that right. Shit, somebody lend me your little brother. Mail him to me. Let me take him to Chuck E. Cheese real quick. I'll send him back. He'll be all right. No, you're right about that. Hey, you know what? I ain't going to say nothing because it's going to make me look scandalous.
Oh, yeah. Because you don't already.
No, I
Everybody
don't.
thinks you're the modicum of modesty and.
I am. I'm clean cut and carefree, and I'm a saint. Really, I've turned my leaf, man.
Yeah, my ass.
Shit, I tell you, I stay in the house and just work right now. There's a halo over my head right now.
It has nothing to do with a halo.
Boy, let me tell you something. I'm so fucking feeling good right now.
I can tell, dude. You're blowing through those Modelo's, and it's.
I need to do this shit every week, man. I need to be like this every week because I'm.
No, I don't think so. I think this is a very special week.
No, this ain't
How
special.
we doing on time?
No, we're doing well. I'm keeping track of time right here. This is why I'm having this banter with you because we got time. Okay, some stuff that's going on this week.
We're having a party at Chuck E. Cheese.
We're going to be throwing a.
You know what?
Everybody keeps talking about the spill party.
There's
going to be
part
Chuck
of
E.
me that,
Cheese.
you know what? Spill party should be at Chuck E. Cheese.
No,
just because.
fuck no,
Dude, that would be awesome.
I'm glad
Holy
you brought
crap.
that up though, because right now it is August. I am planning a spill party for October. Now I don't expect. I'm being real here. I do not expect anyone from Spill to come. Anyone. And when I say that, that means that probably 2 or 3 people at least will show up from Spill. But
What do you mean by anyone from Spill to come?
I mean, by people, there have been people who express interest from out of town. I'm talking about from another state. And there are probably 2 people that I expect to sincerely, seriously show up from another state. There might be more, but realistically, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, Mr. J and who else?
And, Renegade.
That guy's a crazy ass stalker.
And Mr. J has become one of the personalities on the site now, along with Predator and Chick Chomper. So, and I like Mr. J. I just told him, don't do that shit that he did before where you and I had a problem. You know, I did scold him about that. But I don't even know if he's going to show up. But Renegade is one, and I forgot who the other one was. But there's 2 people who will surely show up. And
of course, local folks, and we've got lots of local.
Yeah,
Austin
no,
folks.
and when I threw the party for a site that wasn't even known, it was a big party. I know how to market a party. So for Spill, I do want to throw a party. It's about time. Our numbers are up. It's just something for me to give back to my friends like Carlisle here and to anybody that's in town.
It's an excuse for you to be the star of the party and get all the ass you can handle.
Why does it go? Why does it go back to this, man? Now I don't do this anymore.
Anymore. Or any less. Come on. I will believe it when I see it. Okay? That's all I can say. Hey, you had enough time to call in on Chris and Ryan's call-in show the other day. You weren't working hard then.
You know what? That is proof that I was working, because where was I? At my computer, where I got an email from Mr. J saying it would mean a lot to these guys if you call them up. And when I saw that, look, I don't join people's groups. I don't call into people's shit. Okay.
Now, were you listening to the show for a while, or?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know anything about it until Mr. J actually said.
So you didn't know that I was on the show before you were.
I did not know at all.
So that was like a big deal for them, because like I called up and they're like, "Holy crap, it's Carlisle!" Oh, and they talked to me, for a while, and then they take another caller, and then it comes and it's you, and they're like, "Holy crap, it's Corey!"
Yeah, all I wanted to do was call up, because look, they're young kids. I mean, 13 at the most. And so they're doing something pretty cool. They're doing things that you and I did not have a chance to do at their age.
Absolutely.
And so I wanted to call up and say, yes, utilize this technology, do what you do, explore your talents. And I'm proud of you, and I want you to keep doing this.
You know the difference between you and me?
What?
I called up on my own volition.
What does that mean? What? I called up on my own volition too.
I'm giving you a hard time.
Yeah, like somebody had a gun to my head. You better call
You got an email. I wrote the time down on my calendar.
Well, sorry. I'm a busy man.
Yeah.
It had somebody had to email me that. Sorry you guys. Sorry, Chris and Ryan. I couldn't. I couldn't do it.
But you interrupted the ass train and moved out. From
The ass train.
The ass train.
What are you talking about? The ass train? What those got? What you talking about? Chris and Brian got an ass train? Those kids.
No, I'm talking about all the ladies you have over here.
I ain't got no ladies over here, man.
I'm working hard. I swear it.
I explained that situation tonight. I ain't gonna explain no more.
I didn't say anything.
Now look, I will own up to how I am. I ain't gonna even try to fake it. All right. At one time, yes, I did a lot of shit that brought this reputation on me, and I have a lot of girls on the site now who think I'm some chauvinist pig because of that, or they think like, "Ooh, Corey, you must be some fucking play." But no, I'm not. I'm just a guy. All right, I'm a guy who's working my ass off right now, trying to just make $1 out of 2 fucking nickels. Okay. And that's it. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, Cyrus won't even talk to a girl if you're within a 5-block radius.
Well, okay.
Yeah, you'll swoop in and snatch that up.
Dude, let me tell you something. Years ago, there was one incident.
There was
one incident. I hate to bring this up because I don't
edit it out the last time.
No, I will leave it in this time, and I got to explain this because I want people to know. Cyrus was talking to a girl, okay? And say I hate to bring this up because I want Cyrus.
She looked exactly like that.
Oh, you know what she looked like? She looked like what's her name from she's part of the she's in all those Will Ferrell movies. Who are you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say Scarlett Johansson. Just for
no, she didn't look like Scarlett Johansson. I would tell you that. I'll tell you, she looked like Amy Poehler. That's who she looked like, to be honest. She like Amy Poehler, and
dude, I'd do Amy Poehler.
I would too. And let me tell you something.
That chick's funny.
She's funny, and she's got a body on her.
You know who she's married to?
Yeah, the guy that was opposite her and
Will Arnett.
Will Arnett, yes, the guy that was opposite her in Blaze of Glory. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's who she's married to. No, years ago. I'm talking about years. This girl was talking to Cyrus because she used to work with him. All right, and that's how they
were having a conversation.
No, and let me because I want to explain this for the record here.
Cyrus was trying to put the moves up.
Cyrus
was trying to be smooth.
Let me explain to you what happened here because I really did not. I love
your
anything.
Version of the story.
No, because I did.
A beautiful fiction,
and it's not fiction. No, it's real. I mean, because first of all, I had talked to that girl like a week before. First of all, nobody knows that.
Here, wait. Let me tell the
no,
base
no,
story
no.
Explain
no, because you're gonna tell like I came in the base stories. You're gonna come in and say I stole some girl from Cyrus, and I didn't.
Cyrus was talking to a girl. Cyrus got up to go to the bathroom. Cyrus comes back to the bathroom, and there's Corey with the arm down, going, "Hey, baby, how you doing?"
Okay, now here's the deal. I had met that girl a week before. Now he went to go to the bathroom. And when he went to the bathroom,
it was free game.
No, not like that. They were talking, and she just saw it as I'm catching up with a friend from that I used to work with. Now, when he got up to go to the bathroom, being that I met her a week before, she came over. She sat down next to me, and we started talking again. So when he comes back from the bathroom, it's like, oh, Corey went and sat by my girl. When it's clear that she moved from another space to where I was sitting, and that's what happened. Now, I didn't go take anything from anybody.
Now let me ask you a quick question.
And I got an answer for it, whatever it is.
Who'd she go home with that night?
She didn't go home with anybody that night. Now, later on down the line, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not.
You ain't gonna lie to me now.
Look, I'm not
gonna say you ain't gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie to you. No,
right now.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you
because you know that I know that you tapped that.
Yeah, I did. But the thing is that it wasn't that I stole anything. It wasn't that I talked her out of like hanging out with anybody. It was that she came over and talked to me, and then we had met a week before. She called me later, and you saw her at the house when we came over to record sometimes.
You know, I don't understand how you got that reputation. I don't.
I've nothing. I'll tell you this: it's nothing I'm proud of right now.
And it's nothing we're proud of either.
I know. I'm not. I'm not proud of it. I'm trying to actually clean up my act a little bit. I really am. And
are you trying to clean up your act, or are you just too busy to not, do anything otherwise?
It helps to be busy, but at the same time, I am cleaning up my act. I mean, I've been that way for a while, and I'm thankful for Spill for helping me be that person. So,
wow, this is like the 12-step program of dogs. You're a dog, man. You're a dog, right?
I've been known to be so, but I haven't been in a while.
See, my favorite Corey phrase of all time. There's one time where me, you, and Leon were sitting around.
That was years ago.
Me, you, and Leon were sitting around having a couple beers, and And we were talking about you know what I'm about to say too, because we were talking about this girl, and Leon brought up this girl, and you had said, oh yeah, no, I totally had her, and Leon said,
I didn't know.
Wasn't she? And I'm not saying that was the exact words, but that was the intimation. You had said that, and Leon said, wait, wasn't she crazy as shit? And you were just like, man, when the clothes come off, all that crazy goes away.
So I knew you were going to say that. And first
That's
of all,
my favorite Corey Coleman line of all time.
And first
because
of all,
you said it in all seriousness. As soon as her clothes came off, all that crazy went away.
look, let me tell you something. I did not, first of all, I never want to brag about anything I'd done. I don't brag about conquest. I think the last time I did that was, it was a few years ago, and I had look, and I actually sat down, Leon, and I bragged about something that happened to me, and I felt really shitty afterwards, and I said, you know what, I'm never going to do that again. Now, if you guys catch me in something, you know, what can I say? I'm gonna own up to it. I ain't no punk. I'm gonna say.
No. Eventually, when we work you down, you'll own up to it. It takes about 10 minutes to get you to go, all right, here's what actually happened.
And I don't want to say it. I mean, you really have to ask me these days. And as of recent, there's been nothing going on. I would say for about a year, there's been nothing going on with me. I mean, even more than that. And that's just me being like for entertainment sake saying a year. I'm saying for a while.
Because the truth is,
no, it ain't been sooner. It ain't been sooner. No, I ain't done shit, man. Hey, look, all you little girls out there. I know I seem like a villain to you. All right, you're the ones you're calling me up, or emailing me and saying I'm a pig. Okay, I am not. All right, I am good. And for all you guys out there thinking that I'm doing some Bruce Wayne shit. Now, for all you girls like I'm doing some Bruce Wayne shit, I'm not. All right.
Which he tells all the girls out there so they don't think that, so that you can make them feel like they're special.
I don't talk to a lot of girls. I don't. The only girls I talk to are people who I talk to like guys, and that was Kathy. And man, this ain't entertainment. This ain't people. This shit what people want to hear. Speaking of women,
speaking of segues out of my love life,
what love? That is lust. No, it ain't. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. There is a new Tomb Raider chick. There's a new Lara Croft. Did you know about that? I guess they're making a new Lara Croft movie. I don't know
why.
Okay. I will admit to you. First of all, to answer that question, I will admit to you. I just saw this on Yahoo. Okay. And I don't know if this is for a movie or if it's a new model that they have for a new Tomb Raider game or spokesperson. But I'm assuming
you're just reading headlines.
Yeah, and I am. I just saw this tonight. No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I saw it on Yahoo tonight. I was looking up my email and shit. And I saw this headline.
I love how you keep saying, "I'm not gonna lie to you."
I'm not going to lie to you. I am not.
At this moment, I'm not going to lie to you. Unlike most other moments.
If I've ever lied to you, I'm sorry, but never again.
Horse shit.
Not now. They got a gymnast to be the new Lara Croft. They say move over Angelina Jolie. People, please tell me what this is if you want to. I don't know if she's just a spokesperson or a model, or if they're making another Tomb Raider movie. Do you know this at all?
Well, first of all, if it's a gymnast, she better be one of those gymnasts who's actually not very good at what she does.
Why?
Because Lara Croft has two important things to her: the right one and the left one.
Oh yeah.
And gymnasts historically don't have what we in the scientific community refer to as titties.
Because the Chinese lie about that and they're 10 years old. That's why. I don't know if that's true.
Let them lie if that what gets them the medals, because we've got the Olympian du jour, my friend.
Who are you talking about? The swimmer?
Phelps, baby. Aquaman. Fucking Prince Namor himself.
I know. That dude's like 6'8", man. What's his name? Phelps? Mike Phelps? Chris Phelps? What
Phelps.
What's his first name?
Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps. Okay, I thought so. Yeah.
I honestly don't. I watched the Olympics for the first time the other night. I went over to Harry's place and Harry's like, "Oh man, I'm addicted to the Olympics. How much have you watched?" And I'm like, "Dude, I don't have a regular TV. I have things hooked up to
the
DVD
projector.
players. Well, not just that, but my old TV, I haven't even hooked up rabbit ears. I don't watch regular television." He's like, "How do you get your news?" And I'm like, "Internet." He's like, Oh yeah, duh. So I mean, I'm so jacked into the net. I don't watch regular television at all. So I've been avoiding the Olympic stuff, and so I actually saw my first Phelps match, which was that amazing one.
Yeah, he won his
where he turned into Plastic Man and like stretched out.
Oh yeah,
to beat that guy.
I saw that, man. That dude is incredible. Because I tell you, look. I'm not trying to say I'm better looking than he is, but he's a gangly, weird looking guy, and
he's gonna get more ass than you.
Oh man, because he's got fucking 8 gold medals now. He just won his 8th gold medal.
No. He got 8 gold medals this time. He already had 6. Motherfucker's got 14.
Yeah, that's what.
14
that's what
gold medals. What do you have?
Man, I got a gold
medal.
medal.
You got a website.
No, I got gold medal. I got a gold medal.
Magnet.
I got a gold medal. There's some chocolate inside, so I get to even eat my gold medal. Once I wrap the gold foil off of it.
Gold foil condoms.
Exactly. That guy, way to go for that guy, man. He's incredible. And he's built to be a swimmer. It's like if there's a real life Aquaman, that motherfucker is it. I think he talks to fish.
Harry was talking about something interesting the other night. His big idea is that he thinks that Universal, I think they've got the rights to Namor. They should spend 3 years training him in acting.
No,
have him play Prince Namor.
No, don't do that. That would be a mistake. No, don't do that.
I'm just saying. I'm throwing that out there. No, he does look really kind of weird and awkward.
He does look weird, and he's like. I mean, the guy's 6'8". He's gangly. He's weird. He should be the Scarecrow, if anything, in the Batman movie, because they could at least have him wear the costume, and then they could put another voice over it. But no, don't do that. Don't get him.
I'm just throwing that out. That's what my.
It'll be
said.
some Jim Kata shit. Don't do that.
Jim.
You remember Jim Kata? Where they got?
Do I remember Jim Kata?
Yeah, of course you do.
The intense training of gymnastics.
They got it.
What was it? The grace of gymnastics. The kill of ninjutsu. Jim Kata.
Exactly.
I love Jim Kata.
Jim Kata is great, man.
Bad.
It's so terrible. It's
so
good.
Unbelievably bad. If you kids want to watch like a beer drinking movie, like a bad.
I like the way you say you kids watch a beer drinking movie.
Hey, you know what? If you're going to be drinking,
and even if you're 12 years old.
Do it at home watching a bad movie. Don't do it out at your friend's house where you're going to end up getting naked. And
you heard it from him, not me.
Because then Corey's going to be spanking to you, and you don't want that.
That's a lie.
It's a truth.
That's a lie. How dare you spread that about me?
Jim Kata, oh my God, is Jim Kata bad in the best way possible.
Okay, kids, get this. This is a movie. It's from the 80s, so you youngsters look this up. I forgot the gymnast's name, but he's a gold medal gymnast.
It just came out on DVD this past February.
I'm getting it.
No, it came out February 26th of this year. It's out.
You
can find it at your Blockbuster. They have Jim Kata on the new release wall.
Jim Kata is a mixture of karate or martial arts and gymnastics.
The kill of karate. That's what it was.
And they got this guy who's a gold medal gymnast to be an action star, and it didn't work. And it did not work whatsoever.
And in 1986, they made this movie. Oh, there's this beautiful scene where he's running through this Eastern European town. And they just happen to have a hobby horse.
The town of crazies.
Yeah, the town of crazy. And there just happens to be a hobby horse in the middle of the town.
Every time
he starts doing the kick around, and they keep coming to attack him while he's spinning around. And
every time he gets into trouble, there's handles on a doorway or a hobby horse.
While we talk about this, all right, all you YouTube fanatics, you guys who like to throw stuff in our chat sections. Go ahead and find us some cool Jim Kata scenes and share them with other viewers, because you have to see it for yourself. It's so bad. It is awesome.
Oh, co-host already put up a clip a long time ago for one of his Friday night clip fixes.
Oh, yeah.
And it was that scene where he's chased by crazy midgets and whatnot, and this guy gets in the middle of town and finds the hobby horse.
Jim Kata is so awesome. Jim Kata, it really is. I showed it to a friend of mine when it came out, because the week it came out, I'm like, oh my God, I have to have Jim Kata. So I got Jim Kata, and my friend's like, what is this? And it's like, you're going to hate it and love it at the same time.
Jim Kata's,
because it's not good. There's not a single thing.
It's terrible.
It's not even one of those movies where you can go, well, this was cool and that was cool, but they failed here. No. Every aspect of Jim Kata is awful in the best way possible.
No, Jim Kata is fucking bad, and that's why it's good. It's one of those movies, truly.
The thrill of gymnastics, the kill of karate.
It's
Jim Kata.
It's so bad that it's good. That's that movie. So yeah, you want to know what we recommend for you people. Well, Jim Kata is pretty well known, but for some of you youngsters out there, you probably don't know. Go get Jim Kata. Next week, by the way, speaking of stuff to mention, I have some movies that I want to bring up to you guys. We don't have a whole lot of time this week, so I'm not going to do it, but I'll recommend some video stuff and DVD stuff next week.
You want to do some email.
Yeah, we need to get to email right now. We've done a good show so far, so let's go ahead and get into email. Let's go and get into the first one here. Let's see. Oh, this would be a good one right here. Oh, you know what? No. Let's go ahead and, for once of all, let's go ahead and address the Star Wars shit, okay?
You really want to do Star Wars?
Yeah, I do, because I want to get this out there once of all. While I'm fucked up right now, I can talk about it and truthfully. Aaron asked, and Aaron, if this is the Aaron I'm thinking of, Aaron, I know you're cool, and you must know what we're about to say, because you know us too well right now. And you ask, why do you hate Star Wars episodes 1, 2, and 3? Could you elaborate on this, and could you put out the things that I should see as stupid and unimportant, as I was going to watch them over again anyway? Okay, I'll let you go.
No. You're all fired up. I'll let you go. I'm gonna leak the lizard, and I'll let you go off on your.
Okay,
rant.
go ahead, because I will tell you. Listen, a lot of people have said that Star Wars, especially you youngsters out there, if you're 14 years old, don't fucking tell me about Star Wars, okay? Because I was there for the beginning, all right? You try to tell me that Star Wars was always meant for kids? No, it was not. Star Wars started out as a serious trilogy, okay? At least the first movie. Then we got into the second one, which is the best of all of them so far. And then we get into the third one, which is Return of the Jedi, which is still a good movie, but kind of still caters to the marketing that the movie has become to be known for. Now, those three movies right there, it's pretty obvious that those were not catering towards kids. Yet, they weren't against kids. It's not like they were rated R movies. They were kind of movies for everybody. Now that the marketing has kicked in, and now that Star Wars has become a franchise, with these prequels, they are trying too hard. All these characters, you get Anakin Skywalker as a kid building C-3PO. In the third movie, you get Yoda addressing Chewbacca in a scene where he actually mentions his name, where we're supposed to do a little wink and nudge. And thank you, Chewbacca.
Thank you, Tucker. And thank you, Chewbacca.
Yeah, and
you get it, Chewbacca.
We see scenes where R2-D2 can do things that he could never do in what we consider to be the sequels. And
because he forgot, because he got his memory wiped.
Yeah, exactly. And then overall, we see movies that are just way too slick because CG technology has come into play. This is a discussion that we won't have time to do here, but I challenge anybody to notice these just few things that we mentioned and argue them and say that that was not something that George Lucas intentionally did, and he had thought of this way after those prequels. This is something that he did not because it fell into the story, but because, well, Star Wars is a name now, and we got to mention as many things as we can. I mean,
well, Star Wars, the problem with the prequels is that, first of all, they're obnoxious. They have too many annoying characters that play towards kids and play towards selling toys.
Yeah.
That aren't there for, nobody thought, you know what this movie needs? It needs an obnoxious Sambo character. That's what this movie needs. No, they said we need to sell toys, and we're not going to sell toys with all these humans, so we have to have someone cute. Let's have Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, and
He's a bomb-bag character, Obi-Wan.
Yeah, he was meant to be a cute character for that they thought would hopefully sell toys and shit, and the shit backfired. Listen, if you really want to sum it up, really, when Star Wars first came out, we got characters that we created. They were created with sincerity. Now that they've become all these big name characters, icons in American pop culture, all of a sudden we have to force them to be connected to each other.
Here's the real problem. The real problem is George Lucas made some really bad calls when he was making the first trilogy.
And there were people there to stop him.
Well, no. He was working with a group of geniuses at the time. I mean, absolute geniuses. He had Lawrence Kasdan writing the scripts for him.
And Lawrence Kasdan directed Empire Strikes Back.
Well, no,
he wrote it. He wrote it.
And he also went off to write Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes.
And he's still a good friend of Lucas. And he's got, these great directors. He's got Gary Kurtz working with him. And most importantly, he was married to a woman who was an editor. She was the woman that edited Taxi Driver, if I remember correctly. And every time he would come into the other, oh, I have got this great idea. And it was a great idea. She'd go, oh, yeah, that's great, George. If it wasn't, George, no, that's retarded. You can't do that. Go back. It's stupid. Well, the problem is that over time, he alienated all these people. He doesn't work with these people anymore, or these people have decided not to come back.
It shows.
Now, Lucas called Lawrence Kasdan and said, would you write episode 1? And Lawrence is like, you know what, George, I really think you need to do that yourself, because he didn't want to go back to doing that. But so George is like, okay, yeah, I'll write it myself. George bought into his own hype, the hype of all the Star Wars fans that told him he was a genius and he was always great. And no longer does he have that filter that fired stuff back at him and allowed him to work collaboratively and create these great films. So all the shit that would have gotten thrown back by Gary Kurtz or his wife or Lawrence Kasdan or any number of people wasn't there anymore.
No,
and it's like, oh, yes, George. No, that's brilliant.
No, you're right.
No, really, we should have more talk about more negotiations over trade routes and disputes.
Well, that's what I've always said, that he had
stupid
people.
robots that go, Roger.
Well, in the beginning, he had people who, everything, if you see people, the more power that they get sometimes, I'm not saying it's for everybody, but the more power that they get, you begin to see that their work starts to weaken. And that's because nobody wants to tell them no or come in and edit their shit.
And that's why I come in every week and say, no.
I know, and I still say yes, but I'll learn one day.
One day, and it'll be, Carlisle was trying to help me, but today, no, I'm full of shit.
But I didn't say that. I never said you were full of shit. But look, I look back at the first Star Wars, not the first one. I'm talking about the first one in the so-called prequels. And I look at that movie and I see the potential. Episode 1, I see the potential that they had to make that movie something great. Anakin started out as a slave. Anakin had a lot of torment. He was a dark character. But you know what? In that movie, he's living a good life. He's building robots. He's driving races. He says, yippee, hooray. Dude, and there's not a dark moment in his life. He has a pretty good life.
That was the movie that snowed me hard, because the day they released the script in bookstores, I went out to the bookstore and bought the script, because I was like, oh my God, it's the new Star Wars movie. I got to sit down and read the script. And I sat down and read the script, and I walk out of my bedroom and my roommates are like, so how is it? It's like, I guess it was okay. I mean, the script is, I don't know quite what to say.
No, yeah.
And so I was like, I wasn't excited about seeing the movie. And then I'm walking through Sears in the mall, and they've got the trailer running on nonstop loop, and I'm seeing the trailer. I'm like, holy crap, I don't remember any of this. I got to go see this movie I'm going to see this movie right now. Oh my God, I'm going to see a Star Wars movie. I'm going to see the Star Wars movie. And then I go and I'm like, oh yeah, this was all the shit from the script that I hated.
Yeah. No, all I have to say to you people out there who really thought that episode 1 was a great movie, think about this kid being Darth Vader. Now think about all the happy shit that was in the first movie. Really think about had this been a character who, ever since he was a child, had been an actual slave, had been mistreated, had been forced to do things, not because he wanted to go out and do pod races. Think about if he had an actual cruel master that made him go out and do that. Think about if he had nothing. Think about if his mom was mistreated and he had this anger from the very beginning.
Here's my problem, and here's my real honest to God problem. My problem is the type of thing you watch Star Wars Episode 4, what we call Star Wars, or some people think of as A New Hope, which didn't actually exist until, 79?
Yeah.
It wasn't until 78, 79 that they added on A New Hope. It was just called Star Wars Episode 4.
Yeah.
Or I think actually Episode 4 was added then too. But the point is, watch that movie and listen to what Obi-Wan has to say about the past. And listen to him reminisce about the Clone Wars, and him talk about Darth Vader, and talk about Luke's dad and all that stuff. That mythology that he creates right there is perfect. We don't need to see it.
No, not now.
What we envisioned growing up, what you and I, Corey, envisioned growing up, when we finally saw it, we were like, really? That's what made That's what made Darth Vader. It removed. Lucas has been talking about mythology for years. He removed all the mystery from the mythology. If he wanted to make really great prequels, they should have focused on completely different characters. And then we just, there's this guy who we meet who's a Jedi who towards the end of the film, we hear his name for the first time. Oh, my name's Anakin Skywalker. And then he vanishes off away. It's like, oh my God, that guy. That's Anakin Skywalker. Holy crap. And you run into Obi-Wan Kenobi and you see these guys as periphery characters, but the main characters are characters that we don't know what their fates are.
Yeah,
so we can actually be invested in these. The way the prequels are, the biggest problems are, nothing bad is going to happen to Anakin until he turns to Darth Vader. He's not going to die. Obi-Wan doesn't die.
And there is no tension.
No.
And on top of that, why do we have to have force down our throats? These characters that we had in the beginning. Why not give us a natural way where these characters actually came together, and not in the first two movies, but in the third movie?
But
we don't need that. C-3PO and R2-D2, we never should have seen them until the third movie.
Well, now the whole thing is, and Lucas said this from the beginning, and he said this back in interviews back in like 1983. He was talking about the fact that the whole thing about the movie isn't about the main characters. The movie's actually the story of two droids. We begin and end with these two droids and all the adventures they go on. Now, if that were true, the first film shouldn't have anything to do with Anakin. It would be great if C-3PO and R2-D2 were there, and here are these completely different characters. Why weren't they mentioned? They were wiped very early on.
Well, I don't buy that, and it didn't play out that way, that it was done through the vision of these two droids. I mean, storytelling is storytelling, and they weren't told that way, that we were following these droids the whole time. They introduced a story, and then they became side characters. All right, I just had to cut this off because we were running overtime and then comebacks. I don't know where we left off because we're looking at some of the contest stuff that people did, which is kind of cool. That Flash thing that Steven did is pretty cool.
Dude, that's awesome. I cannot wait to see
that kid's 16 years old, huh?
Yeah. He made this really cool. Go into the contest section. If you don't know yet, I have two contests running in a group called Carlisle's Contests. And one contest is Kill the Crew, which is you can draw the many ways that I kill the crew. And Steven decided to go ahead and make a really cool Flash game that he's still working on. It's still a work in progress.
You need to give him a prize anyway, man.
Dude,
he put in some effort. It's a
we'll
Flash
see what
game.
happens.
Come on, he put in some programming and
let's
everything.
Let's see if I actually kill a member of the crew. That's the important part.
Well, you have. But we keep coming back. Cartoons do that.
No. I mean in the game.
Oh, in the game. Oh, that's right.
Because
you just click to it. It's like I clicked on mine as an ass moving in front of me, and then
you're in a strip club.
Okay,
I'm
in a strip club,
and I'm glaring at you in the strip club.
But and then in the Leon game, you're just glaring at Leon.
But Leon is talking, which is what's great. But
no, I'm looking forward to see what he does.
He said hopefully he'll have it done by the deadline. We'll see. But he's done a great job so far. Lots of great stuff. There's a really cool Watchmen gag in there that I really love.
Yeah, and I saw that.
The most recent one by, I think, Conjita. Is that how it's pronounced? Or Conjita? Or
Conejita?
Conejita? I have no clue how it's pronounced.
And then Dexter's the one that did the Watchmen thing.
Dexter did the Watchmen one, which is really great.
Good.
There's good stuff in there. Go in, check it out. And, of course, then there's this other one. Mexicano's just gone nuts, and that's what I kind of love.
Mexicano's a good artist, man. That dude's
did you see the other contest?
No.
My other contest is how would you have ended it, where you get a chance to go ahead and end a movie, and you can either shoot it on your camera. Nobody's done that yet. I want people to do that. That's just awesome, where you shoot an alternate ending. But what several people have done is just altered their own endings to movies through editing, and Mexicano's done like 8 of them.
Oh, good. That dude.
And some of them are really funny. There's one that I refuse to watch.
Why?
Because it says, don't watch this if you haven't watched Wreck.
Oh, okay.
So he makes a new alternate ending.
Okay. I'll go watch that because I've seen.
You can watch that, but yeah, there's lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff.
So apparently that Star Wars thing. Look, you heard what we said so far. I don't want to go into Star Wars too much because it's Star Wars. Fine, it's for kids right now. Great, but that doesn't mean it's Star Wars. So. It's a totally different thing right now. It's different for me. I'm sure it's different for you.
Now we're back on the stuff.
No, I'm saying this because I want to close it, and I just don't like Star Wars anymore. And Star Wars to me has become a cult. If you like Star Wars that much, where you've made up in your mind that nothing is wrong with it, then nothing I'm going to say is going to convince you.
I wouldn't say it's become a cult. There are people who are cultish about it that love any new thing that's considered canon. But
That's the cult I'm talking of.
yeah, but I mean, the thing is it's just not the same. It's not the same. And he's lost that filter, and there are those people that love it because they just believe that everything is great about it, and they want everything to be great about it, and they've convinced themselves so much that they'll delude themselves even. But some people will like it. But then, there's those of us that love something, but we also acknowledge when something we love sucks.
Yeah, no, for
And
those...
the prequels, 3 is almost the third one, Revenge
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. Almost great. There are just 4 moments in that movie that suck so bad.
So you're more gracious towards that movie than I am.
I like that movie a lot.
I don't
but
like
there's
that
those
movie at all.
moments where it's like, thank you, Duncan, and thank you, Chewbacca. And then that terrible one where it's like, we have no medical explanation for it. She has simply lost her will to live.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut the fuck
It
up.
That movie's bad to me too. And look, if you want to know why I gave Clone Wars rental, is because I don't care about Star Wars anymore. It's beyond even making me angry. I gave it a rental because I said, take your kids to it. As far as I'm concerned, it's an okay side movie. But the way they were building it up, like saying, oh, this is the next big Star Wars event, that's bullshit.
You know what? I had completely written off the series, but I'm starting to hear that not all of Clone Wars is it's not this story stretched out. It's not Anakin and Obi-Wan and Ahsoka. That there's separate episodes that are completely different and completely
Talking about for the
removed.
TV series.
For the TV series that are written by different people and directed by different people. It's completely different. What this is just one arc from the TV series, but there's supposedly going to be episodes that are different that, from what I'm hearing, sound really
I'll give it a chance. I'll give anything a chance. As far as being Star Wars, I'm not going to say anything. There were actually some just very tiny parts of Clone Wars that I thought had potential.
But you know what? The movie bombed. So you know what? Let's move along to the next email and let's finish it up for the night.
You know what? This email is one you're not going to like, but I got to give my thanks anyway.
Oh, is this? I know what this is because I probably got sent it too. This is going to be one of those thank you emails by someone who's sick, isn't it?
Yeah, and I got to do that. It says, Dear Spill Crew, I would sincerely like to thank you for your hard work on the site and with everything. It means a lot to me because I am currently a kidney dialysis patient, and because of that, I have to be hooked up to a machine for the better part of 6 hours every day, forcing me to stay indoors. But I recently moved from California to Oregon, losing all of my friends in the process. So when I discovered your site, it gave me something to listen to and keep me entertained through the reviews, which he says he rarely watches because I guess since he's hooked up to a machine, he listens to most of the audio stuff. But basically, from this point on, he just says, "Thank you," and this is something that he has kept him kind of hopeful for the whole thing. And this is from, goddamn, who was this from? Oh, it's from Chris. From Chris. So I just sent me an email back saying, I appreciate that. We all appreciate that. And I read these because it makes me feel good. It's not an ego thing. It makes me feel good to know that we're actually helping people get through some hard times. I never thought that us doing this goofy shit would have ever done that for people. And
so you need to read that to everyone
exactly.
else.
I do have
all
to do
I can
that.
say is, dude, get better. Get well soon, dude.
I asked him to give us to give us some of his progress, and he's doing better right now. I'm happy to say. So
get better, brother.
Yeah, I used to go out.
Stop sending Corey emails that he can write and that he can read and make himself feel better to everyone else.
People are never going to stop that. People are always going to write us and tell us how they feel. Send more. I would gladly read them. I'm grateful for them.
He loves the ego fluffing.
It's not ego fluff.
It's ego fluffing.
No. Because people who are sick, they like to know that we're listening, and I like to let them know that we're listening.
And we can email them back.
And I do email them back, but you have to admit there's nothing better than having you. People like to know that when their email are read out loud, and that makes people feel good. And if I can make them feel better, then that's what I do.
And if it can make you look good in the process.
Hey man, I'm Saint Corey right here. What are you talking about? I'm helping I'm helping all the poor little children out there. We'll read one more. We'll read one more here. And this is a good one right here. This is a real good one. I wish I had copied the name down, but I didn't. But it says, I've always wondered why when a movie bombs, the director takes the heat. It may be because I want to be a director when I grow up, and I feel that way. But I always felt the director does his or her job by telling the story as well as they can. And if a movie bombs, it should be because it should be someone else's fault. Look, a movie bombs for several different reasons depending on the movie. Which is why I'm always hesitant to blame the director or to blame an actor or to blame the producer, because every movie has its different reasons for bombing. And you just have to take every movie.
But the reason why the director takes all the heat is because the director also gets all the credit. That's one of the biggest complaints I hear from all my screenwriter friends out in LA is the fact that when a brilliantly written movie does really well, it's the director who gets all the credit. Everyone's like, "Oh, David Fincher's a genius. Fight Club was brilliant." And not many people talk about Andrew Kevin Walker. I say Andrew Kevin Walker, and a lot of people are like, wait, who is that? He's the guy who wrote Fight Club.
What's his name? Chaikin, the one who wrote the novel.
Chuck Palahniuk.
I mean, Chuck Palahniuk. Yeah,
but I mean, there's a whole chain of people who get, who lead to making a great film. But the director always gets the credit. Fincher's the guy everybody thinks is a genius for that film. And he is, because what he did with that film, realizing that vision, is great. When it doesn't work, it equally falls onto his head. And that's one of the nice things about being a writer is when your film does fail, it doesn't necessarily fall right on your head, which also kind of leads to some of these numbnuts who keep writing terrible films over and over and over again.
I would say that it just depends, because it's not always the director. There are certain movies where they will equally put the blame on actors who are in that movie. Hold on, wait a minute, let me finish. Like, for example, Gigli, for that movie, who took the blame for that? Jennifer Lopez and what's his name? Ben Affleck. I mean,
you never even saw that movie.
No, I did. I saw it. In fact, I remember talking to you about it because I said it wasn't all that terrible. When I saw it, I was just like,
no, it's not nearly as bad as.
But no, it's not. But it just depends on what film that you're talking about.
And
because let me finish, man. I'll let you finish your point. Let me finish.
I was gonna make a joke.
No, I know. I'm just saying that there are a lot of movies where you see the actors take the fault, or you see the directors take the fault, or you see maybe even a famous producer take the fault, the Weinsteins being one of the prime examples. But you just have to take every project by its own merit. It goes from project to project. And a lot of times, when an actor gets blamed for it, it's not the actor's fault, because the actor is doing the best they can with the material they have. In this case, you're right, my man. The director gets a bad rap because he's working with the material that he has. As a matter of fact, you saying that the writer, writers are some of the most underappreciated people in Hollywood. At the same time, they also get off the hook a lot of times, because if a script has gone through a lot of changes, or if a script is written by one person who does a bad job at it, guess who's going to get the blame? The people who are more in the forefront. Writers are kind of given the shaft on a lot of things.
We just this week, the new Clone Wars movie was not written nor directed by George Lucas, yet Lucas is the one we give all the shit for, because he was, and sometimes you have situations where you have a writer, director, producer, star type who makes a movie and just, ends up sucking.
Yeah, I don't think it's the director all the time. Just look at it from project to project. And about that George Lucas thing, you say he didn't write it or direct it, but he goes on, and I saw a little feature, and he goes on and says how he needed to get somebody who understood the series, and he's the one that chose these people for this project. So in a way,
and
he is to blame.
Oversaw it, and he was involved every step of the way. No, the blame is going to fall on somebody. Where does the buck stop? It depends every project. But really, the reason directors get it is because they're also the people that get all the credit.
Yeah. I mean, and if an actor is probably the biggest name in something, they're probably going to get it. If a director is famous, Quentin Tarantino, for example, if something goes wrong in his movie, he's the one that's going to get blamed for it.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, for another example, applying to right now, why does The Dark Knight kick ass? I mean, who are we? Christopher Nolan. Why are we not talking about David Goyer?
Exactly, because Christopher Nolan was the director, but Christopher Nolan also, with his brother, also helped with the script, and his brother's not getting any attention at all.
But David Goyer also, has
Blade
a history of as a director, he's got a history of hits and misses. Yeah. Goyer's got some that you're just like, oh my god, that's so great, and then there's other things where it's like, oh God, you wrote that, didn't you?
No, you're exactly right. Yeah. It just depends. I mean, really, just like I said, take every project by project. I got one more thing to ask you.
Okay.
And don't take this as me calling you out on anything. Okay. I just want to know where you got this from. Because you seem so confident in this. I looked up Snow, and he did not write the theme to the X-Files.
Did he not? Mark Snow.
That is not the same Snow.
It's not. See,
What did you
told, when I told you about this, I said, I'm pretty sure I heard this years ago. I could be wrong.
Did you say you could be wrong?
I said I could be wrong. And
Okay.
it was one of those things that I was always told, and I would run into other people. It's like, do you think that's... Dude, I heard that too. It's true. So I guess they're not the same guy. I was just told
Not
that was
whatsoever.
The same guy.
No.
Wow, that is really disappointing.
No, and believe me.
That's really disappointing too, because for years I've thought that because so many... But
And
then
I
again,
did not look this up to prove you wrong. I looked this up to say, like, wow, he did this?
I heard this pre-usable internet age. I mean, this was back in the days when we were still using use groups and news groups, and the internet did not have the kind of search capabilities that we have now.
Okay, I just want to know you got it from. That's
No,
all.
it was literally it was one of those things where people.
There
were
was
like,
a rapper called
Snow.
Snow back in the 80s. Everybody made fun of him because he was a white rapper that rapped in the Jamaican style.
Early 90s.
It was the early 90s. He was a white rapper that rapped in the Jamaican style. Yeah, Informer.
He couldn't understand a fucking word he said.
No.
Not a word.
And it was a cool song,
his
though.
characters, he was Snow.
Yeah.
And his album was called 12 Inches of Snow, which was a really cute play on words that doesn't make any sense to you kids with CDs. It had to do with the fact that a record was 12 inches. So it was,
Mark Snow was born in 1945, I think. So it's not the same guy.
It's not the same guy. I was always told for years that, you know what, you've just broken my heart, Corey.
I'm sorry to break you got to fact check this shit, man, because you did this shit last year too when you said that the little girl from Die Hard was the same girl in Die Hard 4. And I had to leave that out because that was not her.
No, it wasn't. No, that happened.
How did that happen, man? Where you getting this stuff from?
That happened because they were originally going to use that actress because she's an actress now, and they changed actresses. And I didn't realize they changed actresses. I had read the first story that they were going with the actress that was in Die Hard, but she was too old.
Okay, so because it's in a review. That's the thing. I'm just saying. Make sure you know this shit before you say it, because it makes it look crazy, man.
As sometimes that stuff happens, dude.
It happens to me too. Like I can't remember ratings for movies.
See, this is one of those issues where, and it's why I've kind of scaled back on it. You read all of this stuff, and you just get inundated with all this information that starts coming in, and you just eventually realize that there's so much horse shit floating around on the internet. These the one that's coming up today that I'm like going around and smacking people around on. Some dingleberry posted the new Dark Knight poster, the Dark Knight 3 poster.
I think that was a fan poster though, and
it was a fan poster. It was posted as a fan poster. It was put on the blog as, look, this is a fan poster. It has nothing to do with what's going on, but here's the poster. People saw it. They didn't bother to read the story. They start passing it around, and people start going, oh my God, we've got a poster for Dark Knight. It's like, no, dude, it's not. And somebody posted it on my comment page. I deleted it as soon as I found it, but someone had already posted, oh my God, is that a real Batman poster? No, it's not.
No, I've been telling people too, it's not the poster.
It's just a fan-made thing. Somebody, because people are really excited. People are you think people are excited about the Batman? We've only got like 87 people on our site using the Joker image as their character.
Nobody's going to be making a Batman movie soon right after the second one. Okay,
these things happen, and it's it was one of those things where we did that review. In fact, it's funny that you mentioned Die Hard because I went home and I looked it up because I'm like, yeah, that's. Oh God, that's not. Oh God, it changed.
No, unfortunately, after you said that, I said that doesn't sound right, and I looked it up, and I said, okay,
no, I'm
just gonna be careful, man. You put that shit in reviews, and people say,
but this was very early on.
I know. I get overwhelmed by shit like that too. And
that was one of those things where I was like, because I read that story and I'm like, that's really cool that they're using her again because she's still an actress. She went on to do like, God, what was that movie a few years back?
The little girl from Die Hard did another movie.
Oh no, she's done several. In fact, I found it really funny because on the back of one of the movies, it's Urban Legend Final Cut, and it has her name, and then in parentheses it says Die Hard. And you're like, Die Hard? That was like 20 years ago. And she's like, oh my God, she was little Lucy McLean in Die Hard.
No, is this true?
This is absolutely true.
All right.
It was absolutely true.
Well, now we got that.
I have seen this with my own eyes. This is no longer internet rumor bullshit.
Well, with that said, that's good, man. I'm gonna get something to eat soon. So
Yeah,
I am
with the lady.
No, that's a friend. I can't even stress how much that is a friend.
He's just a friend. Oh, baby,
Look,
you
kids out there, I would not.
You
I would,
got what I need.
I would be more coy about this if it wasn't the truth. But my friend here, Kathy, it really is just a friend.
I love watching you just writhe in that seat.
Your Uncle Corey here, he can have friends who are women and be just friends with them. You ain't got to worry about me. So that's the truth.
Bullshit.
You believe that.
Calling some old bullshit.
And the funny thing is, this is true because I told you that when we paused for a little while ago. You stopped and said, hey man, you really hitting that? What I said? I said, no, man, I'm not.
I did not
that's
say
a friend
that.
of mine.
I asked if you hit it already.
No, and I did not. That's a friend of mine. That really is a friend of mine.
And that's not saying I actually believe you.
You don't have to, but I'm telling you. I don't care if you believe me or
I can't
not.
believe we're opening and ending the show on the same night.
I know. Well, it has to happen. It had to happen. That girl's a friend of mine. She's a very nice girl. I can be a good friend to
She was
people.
sitting awfully close on the couch. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what you interpret. Anyway,
You're sitting on a full-on couch. You're sitting on the middle cushion. She's on the other cushion.
Well, look at what's on this end cushion right here. There's the plug and
a blow-up doll.
And no, that's a real doll.
And what is that? It's got batteries next to it. But
you think I would actually
shaped
spend
like
money?
King Dong.
I'm not going to spend money on a blow-up doll. I'm going out the way. I'm going to get a realistic real doll.
You're going to drop the $3,000 on a real doll.
I'm going to go all the way.
I need to get paid more for this shit. Apparently, there's more money to be had in this.
Tell you what, you got a birthday coming up soon. I'll get you one too.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's our show for tonight. Time for us to get on out of here.
We're going to leave on that note. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thanks a lot.